Hey, what's going on? Just saw your comment. Appreciate you. Welcome to the live. Happy to have you in. We'll start off with something simple. What did you eat today? Let me know what meal. I'll start first. What's going on? Maja. I guess we'll call you Maja because since that's the first four letters. Appreciate the like on the live. Really appreciate it. In terms of what I ate today, guys, just getting into it. So I had something really good. I had egg salad with avocado. So I got 5 boiled eggs, avocado, mashed it all up, put a little bit of chipotle mayo. Amazing, amazing. Then I had a banana on the side. Always have the fruit on the side. And then this morning, I had a nice homemade bran muffin that my brother actually made. Because I went over to their place yesterday, and he just baked a bunch of different things. So was it's always nice to have family that's really good at baking because I really like eating baked goods. And I had my protein shake, and I had a bunch of blackberries. So starting off the day, really, really good. Also ate eggs today and fruit. You cannot go wrong with eggs and fruit. It's one of the best combinations today. Like covers so many nutrient needs. Eggs in of itself is, and I always say it in my videos, literally nature's multivitamin because it is. There's so many vitamins and minerals in eggs, specifically the egg yolk. That's why you don't want to skip the yolk. If you're just doing egg whites, I think it's really valuable in adding the yolk as well. Add a few yolks in there. Even if you are trying to lose weight, the few calories that you're going to get from egg yolks is going to make a very significant difference just in terms of how you feel overall. It's going to support, hormonal regulation, which we all want, helping absorption of very important vitamins like A, vitamin D, vitamin E. You add pizza, love that. Pizza for mental health and sanity, or unless you made it at home with some people have made a crust out of like ground chicken, and then they made this like macro friendly pizza, I guess, but haven't tried making that. I don't know if that would be good, but yeah, can't go wrong with pizza. Pizza is one of those comfort foods that are really enjoyable, and anyone can fit like a slice of pizza or two into a fat loss plan, especially, a piece of, depending on the piece of pizza, right? Like an average piece of pizza is probably, 250, 300 calories, maybe. You know, anyone's going to have room for that. Even women who are eating a little bit lower calories around 13, 14, 15, you can still fit that in. Avocado, indeed, indeed. I actually had, of course, I had avocado today. I had my first avocado. I might have my second avocado later today because I'm planning on making a fry supreme with from Taco Bell, but I guess a healthier version. So it's gonna be sweet potato fries. It's gonna be ground beef, maybe a little bit of queso, avocado. It's gonna be really good. I'm really excited for it. Is 1700 enough for a calorie deficit? Yeah, for some people, 1700 would be the number. It's really relative on you as an individual, your gender, your activity level, what your current weight is, how tall you are, things like that. Wasn't hungry for lunch. Just now I had Crystal Light lemonade, cucumber egg tortilla, cream cheese, cucumbers, mini pickles, everything bagel seasoning. That's awesome. I love honestly snacking on cucumbers and pickles. Super low calorie dense food, so you quite literally cannot overeat on those. And it's really enjoyable to have like a little crunch, and there is nutrients there, like things like potassium, which are very important just for basic cellular function. You really helped me to eat more healthy and lose weight. I love that. That's amazing. That's really all I strive to do with my content, just to help you make practical changes, simple changes that are not too overwhelming because, the fitness industry is full of individuals, complicating things. And I like to make things simple because don't we like simple at the end of the day? Simple and easy. And that is the reason why most people find that their fitness journey is, failing and not sustainable because they try to complicate things too much. They feel overwhelmed with things when you really, I guess, dumb things down or simplify them and make it easy to be consistent, that's when building a healthy lifestyle is a seamless process. Any substitute for avocado? Yeah, absolutely. So there's egg yolks, walnuts, almonds, pecans, chia seeds, pumpkin seeds, hemp hearts, olive oil, avocado oil, like salmon. You can do like an almond butter. So and like I think mackerel is a fatty fish as well, although I don't really eat mackerel. Sardines. So those are some substitutes to avocado. You don't have to eat avocado. I recommend it because I stand by it a lot, and it's not going to be for everybody at the end of the day. We all have preferences, which it's really nice because, you know, everyone needs healthy fats in their diet, but there's so many different foods that can get to that end goal. There's, more than one way to kind of get to the end goal of meeting your nutrient needs, losing fat, building muscle, all those great things. For breakfast, I'm staying at my grandparents' house, but I had sausage with waffles. Nice. Sounds delicious. I like that sweet and savory combo. It's really, really good. Thank you for sharing your health wisdom. I'm going to eat whole foods for dinner. Love to hear that. It's amazing. Me too. Is answered that one already. You're getting a poke bowl. That is exciting. Poke bowls are amazing. I like to do, like the salmon, the edamame is really, really good. I've only had one poke bowl in my entire life, actually, now I think about it, but they're really, really good. They're really nutrient dense. Can be a little bit calorie dense depending on the sauces. So if you're someone on a fat loss journey, consider going a little bit light on the sauce and emphasizing things like extra salmon, extra edamame. Hey, what's going on? I guess we'll call you Faye. Sorry if I butchered your names. I'm so sorry. Voice sounds different from the lives. From the videos? From the videos, a little trick of the trade here, y'all. It's sped up 1.3 times because in this day and age, I'm not like if I talk like that in real life, that speed, I quite literally would be running out of breath. I'm not a rapper or anything like that. I just speed it up because in this day and age, people's attention spans are not as, they can't stay attentive. People are swiping. So people like fast, fast, fast. And I found myself in this too. Like I was scrolling and if you really analyze your scrolling behavior, like why did I scroll from this video or why am I sticking to this video? You notice patterns and things like that. And I found for myself when they're speaking a bit faster, I tend to stay on the video more, which is why I speed it up and make it more digestible for y'all. And you get the information across faster, which is nice. Max carbs for keto. I believe keto would be, I'm not an expert in keto, but I would say like under 20 net carbs, I believe would put you in ketosis. But keto people usually hate me because I recommend, you know, carbs because I think carbs are great. Any tips for what to eat? No meat, dairy, fish, eggs, alcohol, or oil. So if there's no meat, there's no dairy, there's no fish. So you're gonna emphasize. It's almost like a vegan diet. So tofu, seitan, lentils, black beans are really good, really high in fiber. Um, what else? You're on the vegan diet here. You could do the Beyond Meat beef, although it's not the most nutrient dense. You can get your protein in that way. There's vegan protein powders too, which are really, really good. So essentially, it sounds like you're basically doing a vegan diet for a little bit. Yeah, of course, Amber. Which country? Canada. How old am I? 26. Hey, Danielle, welcome to the live. Especially younger people, yes, definitely agree. YouTube back in the day, I found myself, we have 42 people in here. That's absolutely amazing. If all of you could smash the like button, let's get us to 15 likes. Really appreciate it. But I used to be able to watch like long form YouTube videos back in the day, but I just don't find myself consuming long form content anymore. I don't know if I'm the only one. Like I used to watch YouTube videos, like 20, 30-minute YouTube videos, and I just can't. I can't sit there and watch anymore. Shorts and short form content has just revolutionized everything. And I'm I'm grateful too at the same time because I make, you know, I'm primarily a shorts creator at the end of the day as opposed to long form. So it's nice to. I do want to get into long form at some point. It's just a matter of actually, scripting. It's a little bit. It takes a little bit more time, obviously, because it's a longer run time. You have to fill that time. You have to edit it, so you can keep that attention over time. So, that might be something for the future that I get into long form, going into more detail as opposed to just, with shorts, I try to keep them around a minute and I just say like practical things that you can implement. I don't really explain the deep detail behind it. Most people don't really care about the deep detail anyways. They kind of want to know, what's a good approach, what works. They implement it, they see great results, and they're happy with it at the end of the day. TikTok Reels, yes. Does eating junk food in a calorie deficit guarantee fat loss even if just sweets? Yes, you would be losing fat, but you could be losing muscle too because you're not eating much protein. You're not going to be feeling great. So you're probably going to be really hungry. You're probably going to be really fatigued. It's not going to be sustainable at the end of the day. Can you fit like a small sweet treat within a calorie deficit? Amongst whole foods, yes, and still lose fat. I would say that's the better way of going about it. What don't you recommend to eat as a vegan pre-High Rocks? High Rocks, I've heard of High Rocks. I'm just not sure what it encompasses exactly. I've heard High Rocks, but I haven't had any clients attempt High Rocks. And is it some kind of like multiple? Is it say, you know, swimming? Like what is that event? I forget the word for that event, but is it like multiple different activities like swimming, running, cycling? Uh, Jorgen, are you trolling with that comment? Uh, Maple syrup? Are you recommending it to her before the race? It's rejected. How do I eat to flatten my stomach when I am not overweight but I have a protruding stomach? So, a protruding stomach, unless you have some kind of abdominal internal inflammation with your organs or something, it's most likely fat tissue. And there's no specific exercises that you can target. I wish there was to target belly fat loss. Oh, we got like 43 viewers in here. If we get to 20K, not 20K, 20 likes, I would love you all forever. Back to the question, you cannot target stomach fat specifically. You're just going to have to be in an overall calorie deficit, and your body will take fat away from your stomach eventually, and it will get flatter over time. So it's really about maintaining a calorie deficit for a consistent period of time, being consistent with it. Really appreciate the likes, and your body will do its thing eventually. You just need to give it time. The number one of the biggest factors that holds people back from their goals is the patience factor. We all just want to get there as fast as possible, but if you just hold on a little bit and give it time and be consistent, those rewards that you get at the end are going to be so sustainable for you. They're going to be so rewarding, and you're going to thank yourself for being a bit patient, more patient. 19 likes, love to see it. Really appreciate it. Okay. How does Ozempic work? Well, without getting too sciencey, it just basically decreases your appetite. So if it decreases your appetite, you don't feel the need to, because most people that go on Ozempic, Ozempic was initially for diabetes, but most people that go on Ozempic are trying to lose weight, and it's because they are, eating too much food, maybe not moving as much. So Ozempic blunts your appetite, you eat less, you start losing weight. But, it's a double-edged sword because one, there hasn't been enough like long-term data on it, I would say. And two, you need to be making, and I've have worked with clients on GLP-1s or Ozempic, and it's very important that you build out healthy habits while being on Ozempic. So eventually when you get off of it, you've already built out those habits for yourself and you don't start to rebound the other way. Running and functional training. So is it like if it's an event, if you're eating before it, then you want fast digesting carbs. So that's immediately available energy. You could even do something like a maltodextrin powder, which is like extreme. Athletes really use this, but it's a really fast digesting carb. You're not going to want to eat like a pound of giant meal of protein and fat and fiber because that's just slow digest everything. It's going to be like a rock in your stomach. So really fast digesting carbs will do you well. 8 stations CrossFit style. Okay, awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun. It's a great way to it's a great way to challenge yourself, that's for sure. How do I get high protein as a broke college student? I don't want fake protein supplements. So great question, because once upon a time I was a broke student myself and I became very friendly with canned meats, canned tuna, canned chicken, sardines, canned beans, you know, even lentils, although you got to cook them and rinse them, but really, really cheap. So those are some ways that you can get a lot of protein in for honestly dirt cheap and like minimal cooking. And like, Greek yogurts, when you see those Greek yogurts on sale, go for it. When you see those cottage cheeses on sale, go for it too. Taking advantage of sales. Like, for example, I went to the grocery store yesterday and, the raspberries, one carton was like $4.99. The blackberries were on sale for $1.99. What did I get? I just got pretty much 6 cartons of blackberries because, you know, usually grocery stores have specific items that are on sale. So if you shop for those on sale items, you can save a lot of money. And yeah, just for an example, like I saw cantaloupes for like $6.99, or no, sorry, maybe like $4.99, sorry, for one cantaloupe. And at another grocery store, they were 99 cents, and it was the same thing. So, of course, I stocked up on a few cantaloupes because I really like cantaloupe. How many calories does 250 milliliters Coke have? I haven't been drinking a Coke in a while. Maybe like, I could be really wrong. A can of Coke, maybe like one something, 150 or something. Let me see. Two. I drink diet, honestly. I haven't drank a normal Coke in a long time. 100 and 105. It says 105 on, I guess, chat. Because a full can's 355, so 140. Yeah, so I was in like the right ballpark, I would say. We have 57 people in here. This is absolutely amazing. And we're at 22 likes. If we get to 25 likes, that would be incredible. Set a little goal there. Hey Alex, how's it going? Really appreciate you for being here. 20. Yeah, I know these likes are a bit hard to come by on YouTube for lives specifically. Appreciate all the likes, guys. Really appreciate it. Nico, I need help. I will write down if you know. Okay, Jorgen is trolling here. Thank you so much, Alex. Really appreciate it. Buckwheat, yeah, if you can tolerate it, I think buckwheat can be implemented for sure. I just want to shout out your channel because you inspired me being patient, consistent. I've lost 15 kgs in 6 months. That is absolutely incredible. I'm so proud of you. And taking the sustainable route is what results in sustainable results that you can essentially, like I said, sustain it, maintain it. If I like asking everyone in here, if I gave you a fat loss plan that I said, hey, you are going to lose 30 pounds in your first month, but in the next month, you are going to gain 30 pounds back. Are you going to do it? Probably not, because you're going to gain all the way back. But if I gave you a plan, hey, you're going to lose 30 pounds in 5 months and keep it off for life, which one are you going to choose? Obviously, you're going to choose the second one. People try to sell on fast results, but fast results don't last for the most part at the end of the day, because to get to fast results, you have to restrict more and more. And the more restriction, the more fatigue accumulated, and it gets to a point where you just burn out. I have been eating and working out for a while, but why am I not seeing results? All clean protein bars to usually egg, chicken, spinach. So Luna, what kind of results are you after? Are you trying to build muscle? Are you trying to lose fat? Calisthenics, it's basically just body weight exercises. I have a goal of drinking water every day, but add more water every day, then keep the goals the same. Oh, you're just responding to somebody. Okay, I appreciate that. Hey, Molly. Hope you have a wonderful day as well. Happy to see you in here. How have you been doing? Why do you get a headache when you exercise? So, like exertion headache. Could be hydration, could be that you're not breathing properly. So make sure that you're breathing in between your as you're working out. Make sure you're hydrating appropriately, ideally with electrolytes. Do you have any advice for a 13-year-old female? Is it in regards to fat loss, or what would be the what would the advice be about exactly? Does water make you lose weight? Well, your cells run on water, so you need water to live, and your body is mostly water. So, yes, I would say it does help you lose weight, but it's not the primary like driver of fat loss. Just you should be drinking water, irregardless of if you're trying to lose fat or not. If I'm doing Ramadan, what should I eat in the evening? So with Ramadan, I have a few clients. Your meals are obviously condensed, so you're gonna have to fit a lot of nutrient dense foods in maybe one or two meals. So you're gonna want to pick a protein source, and gonna want to pick like a fruit or veggie, and ideally a healthy fat as well to compromise your meals. So that could be something as simple as, hey, I'm gonna have beef. I'm gonna have, and beef has some dietary fat in it anyways. You could do like beef, egg stack, avocado. You could add, any kind of fruit that you like, berries, bananas, apples, although apples are not the most nutrient dense fruit. I'd recommend berries more. Watermelon, cantaloupe, whatever you really enjoy, whatever veggie, broccoli, cauliflower, green beans, spinach, kale, whatever veggie you like. And, just sweet potato is really good as well. Like building your meals that way based around whole foods, fiber, and protein. Tricks used to motivate shows to get yourself to work out, caffeine supplement sayings. Good question. So at this point in my life, you know, you get to a point where you don't need to, at the start, okay, at the start of when you're trying to build a habit, it is difficult. Once you've built a habit, I've been working out for almost 11 years consistently. It's a habit for me. So if I'm not working out, I'm going to feel very strange, very weird. To give you an example, does a cigarette smoker forget to smoke their cigarettes? No, at the end of the day, because that's an intricate part of their habit. We want to do that with, more healthy habits. When it comes to getting started, it helps to, you know, just start small. So, I saw this thing where, people say you got to be in the gym for an hour, 2 hours. No, you don't. If you break down your goals to really small, like, hey, I'm going to go to the gym, work out for 20, 30 minutes. I'm going to do a little bit of walking. Start small, be consistent with those small victories, and that stack up over time, and then gradually add as you get more comfortable with building the habit. Thank you so much, Molly. I really appreciate you. That means a lot. I wouldn't be here without you. So, all pat yourselves on the back. We're building an awesome community, and I'm eternally grateful. Bulgarian yogurt. I've never tried Bulgarian yogurt. I know there's skyr, which is Icelandic, which is high in protein as well. So the two that are high in protein are Greek yogurt typically, and that's what it's called in the grocery store. I'm not sure about, obviously you can go into the terminology, yogurt, the word yogurt might be some kind of Turkish roots, but if I can't, I'm not going to say Turkish yogurt at the end of the day, because if I say that to people and they go to the grocery store and they ask, nobody's going to know what that means. If I say Greek yogurt, they're going to say, yes, here's the aisle. That's where the Greek yogurt is. It's practical, implementable advice that I need to be giving. How can I lose fat even when I'm underweight? If you're underweight to the point where it's not healthy, then I wouldn't recommend trying to lose fat. Water doesn't necessarily make you lose weight, but low calorie, high protein. Yeah, it's just water is an intricate part. So we don't want to forget about prioritizing our water intake. It doesn't have a direct impact on, of course, fat loss, but I would say more so an indirect impact. if you just start drinking water, like, you're not gonna lose fat. That's just it's a very small piece of the puzzle, and it's not the primary driver. I'm behind on a bunch of questions, so I'm just gonna go. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna scroll all the way to the bottom. Like, I'm very behind. I apologize. I ate an avocado today. Really proud of you. That is awesome. What's going on, Sienna? Happy to have you in the live. If I missed your question, because I had to just scroll to the bottom, there's way too many questions. You can just repeat it, and I will get to it. Can I still lose weight if I have an ED, which causes me sometimes to eat less, sometimes eat more? I heard it slows down metabolism. I don't drink. So with metabolic adaptation, it's not really as significant as one would think. So, blame unless you have a serious metabolic disorder, it's not going to have, the biggest, significant impact on your metabolism if you eat less a few days or eat a little bit more. It's really comes down to, over that weekly overall calorie deficit. If you are in, like, in theory, you could do, you could not eat, and not nobody should really do this, but in theory, you could not eat anything for, 2, 3 days, and then allocate all those calories to the other days and eat more on those days, and still be in, like, a net overall weekly deficit. We got 61 people in here. That is incredible. And we're at 27 likes. If we get to 30 likes, I would love you all forever. I'm overweight. I need to lose 7 stone a year. So 7 stone, 7 pound, 14. Haven't eaten I need to advice. So, Shannon, in terms of, like, chronically overeating, maybe like bordering on, like a possible, like, binge eating, I would say, there's a lot of different factors at play. I think self-reflection really helps to work on the mindset side. Like, what are your triggers? What are your emotions tied to those triggers? And you want to start to rewire, those habits, like the emotion tied to the specific habit. So finding other strategies, when you feel this certain way, that's when you get those thoughts of binging, and then you eventually binge. And then you kind of got to break that pattern, and you're never going to be perfect along the way, but as long as you keep trying your best efforts, over time you will improve that habit. It's sad seeing so many people have an ED. Well, yeah, it's honestly, I feel like it might, in terms of what it has to do with, does social media play a role? Sure. Family, there's a lot of different factors that are at play when it comes to specific disorders. And I try my best just to promote, things that most people can benefit from. Obviously, I try to cater to the most of the population. So there's some people that have kidney decreased kidney function, so they can't eat that much protein, or else that would seriously hurt them. So if I'm saying protein, 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 that's not necessarily going to help them, or they're going to see benefit from that. But most people would benefit from adding more protein. Thank you so much, Lam. I really appreciate it. You're the best. What should I do if I've been struggling, want to lose weight, but can't? So, again, in terms of bulimia, I would suggest, seeking support through someone who specialized with bulimia, I would say. And, like, having that support system in place really helps. But I would say, try not to focus so much on weight loss, because I think you're in a negative cycle right now of you're so obsessed with weight loss, and then you have a negative relationship with food. So then you feel like you have to throw it up. So I would more so, really just prioritize your recovery before you consider, trying to lose fat in a healthy way, and possibly see a specialist. Is 30 minutes extra per day too little to get noticed? No, not at all. I have clients that are exercising precisely for that or less and seeing great results. My favorite go-to meal. Good question. So, I would say a burger bowl. Burger bowl offers, like, all the best things imaginable for me. I get an avocado in there. I usually do, like, sweet potato fries, lettuce. I like ground beef. I prefer grass-fed ground beef to chicken. I like to make a burger sauce, low fat mayo, ketchup, mustard, relish, mix that together. Really, really, really good. And yeah, that's an amazing meal for me. like absolutely amazing meal, and I could eat that realistically every day and be super happy. Because even when I go out to eat, I like some of my favorite foods is like that American greasy bar food. It's not necessarily healthy, but I have that occasionally, and I eat a lot of. I try to kind of copy that style of food indoors and eat that more frequently while making it a little bit more, healthier. I'm not going to deep fry it in these oxidizing oils and things like that, and trans fats. I try to, keep it relatively nutrient dense. What's going on, Marwa? Welcome to the live. Happy to have you in. I'll take a few more questions. We have 71 people in here. I think this has been like the most I've had in a live. So that's absolutely incredible. Maybe this is a better time to go live. If we could get the live to 35 likes, I would just appreciate. I already appreciate you guys, but I would love you forever. Get the 35 likes. Continues to push the live to more of my subscribers, and we can keep the conversation going. All right. Is skipping meals harmful, or can it still help with fat loss if do any of us exercise in the morning, afternoon? So exercise time is preference. So whatever you could be most consistent with, I would go with that. In terms of skipping meals, if you're doing it to lose fat, then and you find yourself like really hungry, I wouldn't say it's the best idea. But if you're someone who's not hungry in the morning and you'd rather have bigger meals later in the day, you can do something called intermittent fasting, which a lot of people have seen really good benefits from. And I do have a few clients that intermittent fast. Thank you so much, Maja. I'm messing up your name and I hate it. I think Maja, matcha, matcha. It's not matcha. Uh, okay. Thank you, Juliet. Love you. I love you too. I love all of you so much. And okay, Jorgen, I'm gonna recognize you. You're trolling in the comments. That's why I'm not responding. What should I do to distract myself from binge eating? So I would say, again, it can be hard to be, because this is something I struggle with, where every single day, the bane of your existence is like food and what are you going to be eating next. And while you're eating a meal, you're thinking about what the next meal is. And this is just that obsession with food and just eating way too much of it, not listening to your body signals. And what can help is, just try to obviously acknowledge these thoughts and acknowledge the emotions around these thoughts, and uh, you know the reasons, the main triggers that are causing you to eventually binge eat. For me, like I had like DoorDash and like these apps on my phones, and they would send me notifications of there's a new deal on 2 for 1, I don't know, Big Macs. And it's like you're getting this constant stimulation and it's very triggering. So trying to limit your triggers really helps. So I got rid of those apps. To be honest, I turned the notifications off, got rid of them, and it's very cliche, but like picking up a hobby, something that you're passionate about, whether that's drawing, reading, listening to a podcast, art. Try to tap into having. What helps is like having a primary driver, a purpose, a goal that you're after. Writing down your goals, having a vision board. What do you want to achieve this year? And having that be the stimulus in your life, that vision board, putting that vision board up. What do you want to achieve? Looking at that every day, manifesting that, envisioning it, seeing it happen, breaking down that giant goal into small objectives each day. What can I do today to get me one step closer to my goal? And when you are so, driven and engrossed in these passions and these hobbies of yours, and not to mention like being social, going out, being social with friends and things like that, that can be a slippery slope, because some friends like to eat and they like to go out to eat and things like that. But overall, just having, good hobbies and things that can give you purpose every single day besides just, eating food, has really helped me. Like my purpose, I think I've really found my purpose, and, uploading content, helping my clients, just, helping change the world little by little. I never expected to have this broad of an audience. If I, to me, I saw a lot of, I was not successful for a long time. And for me to just reach one person made this whole journey worth it, and it's been absolutely amazing. And just overall, cannot be more grateful for all of you, even the people that want to troll in the chats. That's okay too, as long as you're having an entertaining time. I'm happy at the end of the day. And that'll be it for today's live. It was a really amazing live, really amazing questions, and try to be live, 2 times per week. So usually like Tuesday, Thursday is when I try to be live, but I'm not committing to those days. It just tends to work out best for my schedule. So yeah, expect more lives next week. I uploaded 2 new shorts. If you want to drop a like, if I missed any of your questions, I really apologize. Feel free to drop your comments or your questions on my most recent post, or when this live gets uploaded, you can drop your question there and I'll get back to it. I do take some time to read through the comments and get back to you guys. And other than that, like I said, we're growing such an amazing community of inclusivity, positivity. Appreciate all of you, and I will see you all in the next live. Don't forget to eat your avocado for healthy fats and potassium.